Alright, I believe we are a go. Let me test my audio. Test, test. Test my audio. Test, test. Okay. Alright, I think I'm good to go. How is everyone doing? I'm Heavy Armored Halberd, and today we are back with Lords of the Fallen, Veteran Mode, and I'm trying to adjust my chair again. Lord help me. Alright, so, sorry for the Tuesday night stream. I usually stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I got held up yesterday. And yeah, also I missed Friday and Saturday stream last week due to a family get-together. But we're going to be streaming tonight and tomorrow night. We're gonna do a little bit of a Christmas stream. I don't know if we'll be in Mornstead or not, but we will definitely be here tomorrow. But regardless, but anyway, let's go ahead and get back into it. Last time, we had gotten walled by the spurned progeny. So, what I could do is I could go and grind for items, or I could go grind for vigor so I could buy ammo packs from Gorlinda, and I could just absolutely body this boss. But Mama didn't raise no bitch, so we're actually going to take a different approach, and in the spirit of the holiday, we're going to go to a place with a little bit of a colder climate. So let's see. We need to head over to the Red Cops. God, I need to get a new chair, man. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but that chair, yeah, it is not doing my back any favors. Actually, one second. Let me do some adjustments. 1 second. Okay, that is much better. Let's see, if I'm not sitting up straight, then my back is gonna start killing me, and I'm just gonna be grumpy the entire time. There we go. But how's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone's having a lovely holiday, and everyone's having a Merry Christmas. Let me... There we go. I think my mic was a little bit too far away from the, from my face. Hope I'm coming through alright. But we are now on our way to the Fief. I think it's Fief, maybe Fife. I'm pretty sure it's Fief. go. Telling you what, these manglers are on a different level of actually annoying me now. There we go. Okay. Alright. So, quick note. Let's run back over here. Get a better look at... you know what, that was rather fortunate. I needed the health back. That if you see these guys up here, these are kind of crow-looking things. And there's a good reason for that you'll see eventually, or that you'll see soon enough. But what this means, actually no, I'll dive more into this once we get further into the area, because this is a very interesting area. Go. Alright, now how is this fight gonna go? Because this guy has dogs with him. I wonder if I can actually even damage them from here. Can I get you out of the humble parasite range? Doesn't appear so. Well, I'm starting to fight anyway. Alright. So this guy, first you want to get him out of the water, because that water's going to slow you down. And you want to take care of the dog first. Usually, I thought there were two dogs, and I guess I was wrong. Yeah, his... Oh, God. Okay, he's poisoned. Come on, do a follow-up. Ooh. There we go. I didn't move that way fast enough. Top us off. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Huss St. Halbert is pretty busted. Where is he? That ain't him. I don't think. Oh, there he is. Well, we need to be an Umbral anyway. Okay. Right off the rip. Let's get our health back. Okay. Actually, let's fall back up here, or let's proceed up here so we can actually get the vestige. So, in case we die, we don't lose that progress. There we go. Now we go back and attempt to kill him. Oh. Oh boy, he's got my number. Oh boy. Come on, poison. Come on, poison. Ah, we got him at least. I don't think that item's going to carry over, though. Let's go and see. I don't think it does. I might be wrong. Oh, it does. It does. Sweet. What is that? Oh. It's one of those. I don't want to care about that right now. Give me that item. That is very importante. Importante. Actually, you know what? I got my health back. I can take this guy. Come on, no. Okay, you were not allowed to close that early. That is actual horse piss. Come on, get him, poison. Get him, poison. Take him out. There we go. Beautiful. Worth getting those extra vestige seeds anyway. Okay, so here we are. Fuck you. Alright, so here we are in the fief, and here is our friend Isaac again.
Lords, may your grace sustain me in these most desperate of days, and in the darkness through which I fight, for it seems to encroach ever closer, and I fear the weight of this profane work will crush me, or worse. As ever, I turn to you in my moment of doubt, and will endeavor to remember that this role which perturbs me so is merely a necessity in the performance of your will, and in that, I vow to be resolute. Please continue to hold my brother Samuel in your radiant embrace forevermore. In light we walk.
In light we walk indeed. So, if you don't remember, Isaac is the one from the intro who threw his lamp aside and facilitated our resurrection. Well, he isn't just a one-off, someone just to die. He's actually a very complex character who has a very has a very sad story. Most people in this game have a sad story, but Isaac is particularly sad. But there is an upside to a story that we will get into later. Okay, what are we going to go for? We can always go for more health. But okay, I get the same weight anyway. Alright. Let's rest up. And carry on. See if we can actually equip some decent gauntlets now. Not quite. Not quite there yet. Alrighty. So here we are in the fief. Can't remember the full name. We're going to see it here in a moment. And this area is a little bit higher level than I am at the moment. I remember my first playthrough, I actually came here before Calrinth. And this place sucked. It absolutely bodied me. A big part of it was these stupid dogs. Ooh. Rip. Okay, come on. Ah, God, man. I don't remember those archers being that bad. Rip. Alright. Another stigma here.
I envy you and your woods, York. A blessed peace. Perhaps I'll just damn the whole mess, toss my crown into the gorge, and live out here as a hermit.
You'd find me a wise and fair ruler,
Well, you learned it from me, after all.
but you'd never abandon your throne or your wife.
You're right. Of course, or my child.
You're going to be a father. Congratulations to you and Sophia. King York the First has a certain ring to it, don't you think?
I'll bear that in mind.
Alright. So this particular one right here, that is King Brahmas speaking to Sir York. Sir York was the ruler of the fief, this absolute forsaken hellhole that we're in now. And you may be wondering why it's so different from everywhere else in the game, and we'll explain that later. I know I keep saying that. We'll explain this and that later, but it makes more sense if we see it all to the end before I start explaining it. Also, just want to point this out. On my first playthrough, I got to here, and I had no idea how to progress. I looked all over this place. Could not find any way of progressing. Do you see a way to progress? Yeah, it's right here. I spent, like, I swear, had it been an hour and a half running around in this one little sliver of the area. Yeah, Fief of the Chokers. There we go. That's the name. I knew it. But, yeah, I had to be just running around the same area for over an hour and a half trying to figure out where to go. Could not for the life of me figure that out until I saw that ladder. Go ahead and put down a checkpoint here. Now look at that. Is that not a striking image? Also, snow. It's up to our waist. Moving on. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Because there is a big kangaroo guy and a bowman over here that I don't particularly... I wasted my ammo. Want to mess with. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, see, if you let them push you back like this, then it is really hard to actually get a foothold. Done. God. you motherfucker. Well, you did me a favor. I had to be an Umbral anyway. Alrighty. Moving on. I heard a dog, but I do not see a dog. It's below me, actually. Yeah. Actually, I've never actually tried. I think I'll die either way, but I wonder if you can actually get down on that roof. I just got this ammo bag, but I don't want to use it, but it might be the best option I have. Because if I don't, then those sparrows are gonna fuck me. Yeah, that's right. Come over here, stupid. Oh, you may be wondering why Oh, you can come over here. I did not know that. Let's go ahead and kill you. Okay, I will test that out later. But, there we go. Oh yeah, look at all these items right here. Oh boy. Isn't this just fantastic? Oh, wait a minute. Ho ho ho. Tricky, tricky game. That got me the first time. Okay, so you may be wondering why I don't soul flay these enemies. Well, this is why. You can't actually soul flay them. Because, well, they have no souls. You can maybe knock them around a little bit, but you can't actually soul flay them, which is a big hindrance. Fuck you. Yeah, you stomp the dog's heads in the riposte. Oh, you bitch. Actually, no, I'm not fighting you in Umbral. Okay, I guess I'm fighting you in Umbral. You fucking bitch. God. Bye. Okay. Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm a little bit lower level than I ought to be for this place. And in there, I believe, is a useful item that I need, but it is within a little bit of a dangerous boss fight, so I want to hold off on that for right now. Can't see me from there, can you, mister? Ooh. Oh my gosh, that damage they do with that knife, man. Fug. I gotta go all the way around again. But, like I said, Mama didn't raise no bitch. But she did raise someone who values his time. Up. Let the poison take you. Yep. You coming on down here, bud? You know what? I think I may have done a worse job. Okay, yeah. Let's just get out of his range. Up. Okay, he's following us now. Okay, here we are again. That's right. Come here, little doggy. Okay. Holy mackerel. So you may be wondering, who the hell have I even been fighting? Those are Kingringer. And Kingringer are essentially just undead warriors bound to the fief. Like they're, I mean, without without really a better word, they're basically Draugr. Yep. And let's drop down here. Drop down here. There we go. Get us another saintly quintessence. Kick down this here ladder. And open her up. But yeah, the Kingringer are undead warriors who have been cursed, their souls have been cursed to forever protect the fief. And this was due to a certain... Again, I don't want to explain too much right now because we're just now getting into it. But hint, 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 hint. These big old feathers. Hint, 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 hint. Crows. Hint, 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 hint. I know saying hint, 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 hint after crows and feathers and Kingringer and ritual doesn't really correlate too much, but you'll see. Right now, though, I kind of want to go and upgrade my character. Well, not upgrade my character. I want to go charge my shit. Hello, Pieta.
Our holy work continues.
Fellow sanctified vessel, may Aureus' divine radiance flow through me and into you.
Okay, just had to get a drink there.
Hello again, friend.
You know what? This is a better option overall.
May your path be blessed.
Howdy, everybody. Upgrade my halberd, please. And upgrade my crossbow. Oh, I don't have sufficient vigor.
You again.
Bull fuck I do. I want to upgrade that shield because I want to use it eventually. Still don't have enough to increase posture damage. Ooh, that is very nice. That is very nice. I'm going to have to switch that, but that's going to make me heavy. I know I'm heavy armored halberd, but man, being heavy comes at a cost.
You again.
You know what? About to say I could buy this so I can have an excuse to talk about Utaranger. How much vigor do I have? I don't know. We'll come back to it. Okay. We need to talk about Sparky. Man, now I don't know. I keep getting to things that I want to talk about, that I want to, elaborate on, that are very interesting, but I'm still pretty early into the game. I don't know if I want to reveal that just yet. We do need to talk about them, but I think I'm going to hold my tongue. I really want to talk about them, but let's just look at his weird face. If I can get a good look at his weird face. I can get my dumbass character out of the picture. There we go. Up. Okay. That's kind of a good angle. Kind of hard to see him. You can't really get a good look at his face at all, actually. Which is the point. Let's just get a feel for this creature, this thing from another dimension. Also, don't know if I've talked about it, but Grelinda is a Gruk. Essentially dwarf. They're dwarf people. Not quite human, but not exactly unhuman. There isn't really a whole lot to elaborate on the Gruk. To my knowledge, anyway, there isn't much lore besides what she tells us. But we need to move along. Talk to our man Mohue. Upgrade my umbral lamp, please. Upgrade it again one more time, please. Now, we have 2 umbral eye sockets. So let's see here. Killing an enemy with a good strike. 20% withered health upon umbral transition. We'll do that. We need to actually find the other eyes. Excuse me.
A Ravager's Rosary. While the Dark Crusaders have never established a formal presence in Mornstead, as you can see, our reach knows no bounds. As a former Ravager himself, Imperator Jacob would be pleased to see this return to the Aphotic Sanctum. You serve a higher purpose.
Okay. Give me that Ravager armor. Can't get the helmet or anything.
To strive in darkness.
But I got
in
the
light we
part of the armor that I wanted. Yeah, there we go. I'm looking beefy now. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to the fief so we can get a better look. Yeah. We're definitely large and in charge now. Don't know if I want to put that on though. Sorry, just reading this real quick. Actually, I'll just read it right here. Mask of a Descrier Guide. Forged from common metal but painted gold to symbolize the resplendence of Aureus. Only a select few among the Descriers of the Dawn were chosen to serve as guides, their primary duty being to properly prepare the corpses of royals and nobles for the entombment within Skyrest Bridge, and assist in the departing of souls in their ascension into the light of Aureus. So, the Descriers of the Dawn were a very early sect of the Orient Church. Not really of the Orient Church, they were more of their own thing. They didn't worship Aureus the same way the Church of Orient Radiance does. They more just worshipped the sun in general. The sun is Aureus, if you haven't picked it up. But within their belief structure, they believe that, people who die, they essentially ascended to join Aureus in the sun. There isn't really a mention of a realm of which Aureus exists in that is not Axiom. So unless I am wrong, they just assume that people's souls went to join Aureus in the sun. But while their belief structure wasn't the same as the Church of Orient Radiance, they worked very close with the church until a certain sect drove them out of their ancestral home, and they were essentially G-worded. I don't know if I can say that on Twitch or not, but let's move on. Equip my crossbow. Wait, what am I doing? Actually, this is a perfect time to test out if I can just jump to that roof from here. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Don't know why I just stood there and took that, honestly. car. Okay. I doubt this is going to work at all. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Okay. I know one of these bitches are down here. God, I can't even imagine what the boss fight of this area is going to look like. Oh, God. Kill her. Okay. God, I hate those things. Where'd you come from? God. Fucking bastards are gonna kill me. Man, if I turned on, like, regular enemy density, this would be insanely infuriating. I ain't messing with you right now, sir. You leave me alone. Okay, and here we go. I'll do your charge. Oh, nope, just straight to the slab. Are you stuck? That didn't last too long. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, sometimes the arc thing pops up and sometimes it does not. Where'd he go? Probably went up the other side. Up, there he is. Joke's on you. I can just run around. Good job. Well, yeah, it worked. Rip. Alright. Something in here happens that I'm not quite sure what causes it. But we gotta be kind of careful. Yeah, see? What causes that? I'm not entirely sure. Because it sounds like someone did that to, you know, stop us. But then there's nobody here. So I'm not sure what that was. Oh, you bitch. Shut up. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not getting caught in this death trap. You can eat my whole ass. I'm out of here. Give me the seed bed. Okay. They're gonna follow me. Nah, I think we're good. Okay, sweet. Now we've just got those assholes to deal with. There's two of them. At least I thought there was two of them. Maybe thinking of the randomized enemies, because For some reason, in this place exclusively, whenever you do a randomizer, at least with my luck, I've always seen either abysses or the, God, what's their name? It's essentially the Rogar version of them. God, what are they? Profligators? I can't remember what their name is. But yeah, essentially the Rogar version of the abysses. Drustin, my man.
Oh, hello, Lampy. It's bleeding brass monkeys out here. Oh, sorry, Melchior don't like me swearing. Don't tell him, will you? I was trying to light that fire, but I can't feel my hands. Or my toes. Or my face. I know my lamp will bring me back if I freeze into a block of ice. But this cold's still no good.
Okay.
Snuggling closer, Snuffles. Me, you, and Melchior will be back together again soon. Just you wait. Me, you, just you wait.
Alright. So, here is another instance of me questioning just what the hell is going on in Drustin's mind. Okay, now, it can be argued that he is a depiction of someone with mental limitations. Now, that could very well be the case, but I prefer to just pretend that he's stupid. Am I a piece of shit for that? Maybe. But either way, it's a video game, and he's not real, so it doesn't matter. If you, right here, you can use your lamp to light a fire. Ain't that neat? But if you do not do this, Drustin dies here. That's just it. He freezes to death.
Oh, that's better. My fingers and toes are going all tingly. When I get to the castle, maybe me and Melchior could live there forever, instead of moving somewhere new like we always do. I'd like to live in a castle. When I get to the castle, maybe me and Melchior instead of
Okay.
I'd like to live in a castle.
So, what castle is he talking about? We haven't seen a castle yet. Well, don't know if you can actually see it from here. That doesn't make any sense. Because Drustin, beforehand, we saw him in Lower Calranth, which is on the way to the castle. That makes sense. But now he's here. Why would he be here? This is not a way that he can... There's no way to get to the castle from the fief. So I'm just really confused why he got off the path of Calranth, which if he just kept going, he would have gotten to the castle eventually. Not that he could have got in without, us doing something first, but still, why would he be here now? I don't know. Maybe he found a way to the upper levels of Calranth, past the Spurn Progeny, and then figured out that, the gate to the castle is blocked. So he came here looking for a way to open it. I don't know. Him being here doesn't make much sense. But regardless, let's move on. That guy. Actually, well, we got the chance here. I want to talk about these guys. Mendacious Visages. Mendacious Visages. I still can't say their name. Mendacious Visages. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to say that. Mendacious Visages. They are representations of more or less just covering up your, I don't know how to really explain it. I feel stupid now because they're essentially just representations in Umbral of your mask, the mask that you put on to, you know, show others your strength. I seen a video. I can't remember who did it actually. They made a really good point, but the mendacious visages are representations of masculinity in Umbral, as there are representations of femininity with the womb of despair. The mendacious visages are supposed to be the toxic masculinity represented in Umbral as men wearing a mask and hiding their true scared selves within. He looks pretty scared. But yeah, they're essentially just physical representations of hiding your true self, hiding the vulnerable part of you behind a stone mask, quite literally. It's just kind of neat how they can take just concepts like just concepts of someone losing a child or someone hiding their true self and turn them into enemies within Umbral. I really hope they capitalize on that. Like they keep that rolling with Umbral in Lords of the Fallen 2. But let's keep going. Open up. Quit looking at me. Let's just get a look at our surroundings a little bit more. Again, very, very common iconography throughout. Crows, feathers. Big old crow mans. And this is the only area where these things pop up. And that's because, well, the fief was a... God, I don't want to... I feel like it would just spoil it if I talk about it now. Anyone who knows the game, anyone who's actually played the game knows what I'm talking about. The fief is essentially a giant area representing loss. And the crows, being everywhere, are essentially, mirrors of the person that lost something, so something dear to them. I might be reading into it a little bit much, not explaining it very well, but from what I've picked up, this whole area and the crows here within Umbral, they are essentially, they're essentially mirrors of the person who has, or messengers of the person who has lost something so dear to them here. Again, though, I'm sure if I actually sat down and wrote it out, I could explain this a lot better, but we'll move on. Bye, Dresden. Oh boy. I'm an Umbral. I can't fight them. Let the poison kill you, let the poison kill you, let the poison kill you. Okay. You're no match. You're no match for me. King Ringer. I'm just too good. Big hops. There's one thing. Yeah, here it is. Floating bricks. This isn't an umbral thing. They're just floating. Bit of an oversight. Nothing too distracting. Well, here it is again. But yeah, nothing too distracting, but I noticed that a couple times throughout this area. It's mainly got to do with the geography, I believe. Go ahead and pop a seed right here. You know what? We'll go ahead and rest up. Can I wear somewhat decent armor again? No. Am I just condemned forever to have wraps on my arms? Also, I don't know if my mic is actually picking up the controller. If it is, anyone just let me know. Got the poison killed him. You fool. You absolute baboon. Okay. So, just looking over this area here, you could see that right there, that little light. That's on top of a little tower out there in the distance on that island. That's not terribly far away. And at first when I saw that, I saw the ship there, and I was thinking, that's gotta be like a secret area that we can get to, or it's gonna be part of a DLC. Nope. That is completely inaccessible. There's no way to get to it. As well as these other cool looking areas. Like these towers and everything. No way to get to them. Those are just for the background. I can appreciate it for the background, but like, I don't know, it just looks like that should be accessible, right? Like, that's not terribly out of the way. Maybe it's part of a secret area that just no one's discovered yet. That would actually be dope as hell. Let's see these feathers falling down. that means we're getting close to the reveal. There's a dog around here somewhere. There he is. There's another dog here as well. I'm telling you, man, these archers, they are rough. And I can't get past that rock to hit that dog. Ooh. Can I sneak him? Can I pull a sneaky beaky? Oh, yes I can. Okay. Alright, I want to stop and talk about these. These are all over the place. These floating remnants. There's not really an explanation for what they are or what they represent. But personally, I like to believe that these are the manifestations of souls that have yet to become remnants. Like, not fully. Like, the ones that have these tendril things sticking out of their faces. I believe that that is their souls still attached to, you know, Axiom. And that, you know, once they're fully processed by the patron of the Umbral Realm, they are severed and they're turned into regular remnants. And you see how they're all facing the same way, right? I believe that, you know, this area in particular was probably where a lot of people died at once. Now, you may be wondering, well, if the fief has been cursed for a long time, which we can assume that's been cursed for at least a decent while, probably not crazy long, but at least long enough to for shit to be fucked in a major way. The fief probably fell a lot sooner than everywhere else in Mornstead. But you may be wondering, so how would these souls not be processed into remnants by now? Well, that I'm not entirely certain of. But if I was to hazard a guess, I'd say something along the lines of there's a fuck ton of them. And we just haven't... The Umbral Mother is a little bit on the lazy side. Or the Umbral Patron, the Putrid Mother, is a bit on the lazy side. Also, she's in stasis in a way. Like, stuff still gets eaten by her, but in a... God, I don't know how to explain it. Umbral is more of the Putrid Mother than, you know... Umbral's more of the Putrid Mother than the Putrid Mother is in Umbral. Like, Umbral is the Putrid Mother. And just... These souls have yet to be fully processed yet. But they will be. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on these guys. I think their iconography is really cool, though. Just these floating bodies in the air. I don't know if I actually want to engage with these guys. There's a flower bed right here. Yeah. I'm burning through these seeds like they're nothing, but man, this place is a little bit of a toughie. Oh, that's right, there's a sparrow here. Leave me alone. Where are you? Up on another seed. Okay. I just gotta go with vitality. It's gonna increase my weight. We're gonna sneaky beaky this guy. Alright, and we are back. Sorry, everyone. I had to go and help my son get back to sleep. He woke up and had to go in there and lay down with him for a little bit. Poor guy has such a hard time staying asleep. I don't really know what it is. He might have just I don't know. It's nothing really to be concerned about. I guess something killed me. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to watch it back. Oh. The Ancestor Sword. Is it lore time? Not yet. God damn it. Well, that's what I get for wanting to engage in the game's lore. Joke's on you guys. I needed to be here anyway. Sparrow bastard. Not really sure how much longer we'll go for. So I gotta work tomorrow. Whoop. God. Those little grub things that the visages spawn, I'm not entirely sure what those are. I think those might be umbral borrowers. I might actually have the item for that. Ah, you bitch. Oh my gosh. Fuck you. Fucker. You know what? I ain't even gonna engage with that guy. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's one neat little thing. If you're in an area that has like water like that, and you're in Umbral, if you just soul flay people into it while you're in Umbral, then I mean it works in Axiom as well. But if you do that while you're in Umbral, you can go there and they can't. Open the gate. Back over here. Get me out of here. What, did you follow me from over there? I didn't think you'd be able to get over here. Da-da-da-da-da. Major lore time.
My lord, I'll say once more, if you'd heed my skills, then also you should heed my warning.
Can you do it or not?
I know enough to try, but I've made clear the risks, both in the casting of the magic itself and what might be the results.
Bring her back.
Okay. So, that was Sir York. Sir York. And that was his nephew, Lucy. Man, I want to talk about it more. But we're almost there. We're almost to the end. I don't feel like dealing with you. Well, what? I mean, he's dying, but not nearly as fast as I would like him to. Can you finish dying, please? I mean... There we go. Ooh, there's an item over there that I would like to have. But it is guarded by 2 bringers of stillness. I'm running. I'm running. I ain't fighting you. Come on now. Oh, whew. That was close. Okay. Now where's the other one? I don't think I killed it. Ah, there you are. Oh, you're done, son. I was worried about that for nothing. All I had to do was run away 2 times and heal 5 times. Nothing. We're gonna book it to the vestige. I don't have hardly any healing. And this place is full of assholes. Okay, well. Well, should have saw that one coming. Rip me, I guess. At the very least, we got that shortcut open. Alright, here we go. Hey, Thick.
I was aware of it, of course, but I'd never seen snow before coming here. It's beautiful and cold. I've been hearing tell of this Umbral Lampbearer mission in my wanderings. It sounds simply harrowing. A burden like that. All that pain and death with no respite or reward in sight. It makes me wonder what sort of person you would have to be to, well, bear it. Hello again, friend.
Okay. These are very useful right now.
May your path be blessed. I've been hearing sound a burden. All that.
But I
well,
believe we have enough. Okay, so here we are. I need to prepare myself. Now see, doesn't this thing look absolutely sick? It is a shame that that's not what we're fighting. We get to fight hordes of mobs. Oh god, we do not have the damage for this. Yeah, this is a DPS test, through and through. And this goes on for 3 stages. Oh god, we do not have damage at all. Oh boy. Well, at least we can attack her directly now. Oh boy. Wait, why did I do that? I can't use it right now. See, this fight, I think what they were going for was neat, but the execution, man, it is a slog and a half. Because between having to okay, that's new. What does that mean? Oh my god, I have to kill him first. Also, these guys didn't spawn before. Not until the 3rd phase, anyway. Yeah, this fight sucks so much ass. Oh god, oh god. There I go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now I finally can talk about it. Let's go ahead and jump back in here and I'll hop into photo mode. Okay, so this is the Hollow Crow. And it's also Sir York. If you remember, we talked about him a couple times. Sir York was the ruler of this place, the fief of Udarenger. Or King Renger, rather. Udarenger was the place that they came from originally. which we can talk about that later. But anyway, Sir York was the leader of Kingringer, and they were amicable with Mornstead as a kind of a alliance state, sort of. Anyway, Sir York, he had a niece that was more of a daughter, actually, who tragically ended up drowning. And York, absolutely just overwhelmed with grief, he tried his best to do whatever he can to bring her back. And there's only one magic that can facilitate bringing someone back from death, and that is with the power of Umbral. So, through ancient rites, which he talked to that witch doctor lady earlier, who, it seems that, this is going back to the Udarenger, it seems that they had practices in Umbral themselves, as she talks about the ancient ways and how there's been tales of people being able to be brought back from death through those happenstances. Well, anyway, York, absolutely overcome with grief, decides to try to bring Lucy back through Umbral magic. And doing so, he does bring her back in a sense, but he brings her back as a phantom or a ghost that can exist in Umbral and Axiom, but only as that, Umbral. And during this process, the Umbral magic absolutely ravaged the fief, as you can see. It was not this place before. It was not a place of cold and snow before. No. It was a lush, mountaintop kingdom area. But the Umbral magic erupted and turned the place into a icy hellscape. And the Umbral magic inadvertently transformed York into this. And you may be saying, well, why is it called the Hollow Crow? Well, because this is and isn't York. This is York's body. York's soul is gone. So this crow is nothing but a hollow shell that is connected to Lucy via they essentially share the same body. Because if you notice throughout the fight, when we damage Lucy, we are actually damaging the Hollow Crow. And between phases, the Hollow Crow reaches into its chest and pulls out its heart and brings Lucy back. So they essentially share. Essentially, Lucy inhabits the Hollow Crow and is also the ghost, while York is nothing more than a shell of his former self, quite literally, and his body is operating on pure animal instinct with no sense of really what he is or what's going on. Now, there may be some I hate this fight, by the way. It's actually, I think it may be the worst fight in the game. If you have the right items, it's manageable, but it's still a slog through and through. But you may be wondering, why don't we actually get to fight York? Well, if I can actually, let me see if I can get a better view. If you see here, the Hollow Crow is covered in blood. And yeah, that may be just from his mutation, but it's more likely that this is just, he's suffering from a wound from his battle with the Light Reaper. Yep, that's right. York here got in contact with the Light Reaper, and they went toe to toe. And apparently, the Light Reaper did a number on old York. But man, I tell you what, this is such a cool design. I love this. I just wish the fight was better. I don't feel like fighting you. Not right now. Get me out of here. Now, there's some stuff with when it comes to York that I did miss. Actually, I think I was wrong. Lucy did not drown at first. Because I'm pretty sure she died of an illness at first. And her actual body is actually entombed in the beacon. Because her body was sacrificed to the beacon to power it. But I think it was afterward that he tried several ways, and one of them was putting Lucy's body in the coffin and setting her out to sea as a form of as a way to resurrect her in a way. I may be completely wrong, but York is essentially the whole reason why this entire area is the way it is. And this whole area is a reflection of him and his loss. Can we see him from here? Yes, there he is. Yeah, there he is. Taking a little nappy. Let's read this vestige real quick. That'll give us a little bit more context to this as well. The group of Udaranger refugees who escaped a mad tyrant's war long ago settled in a land where they built an eternal paradise for themselves, or so the legend went. The aging warrior Sfornil, having seen everything he wanted to see, killed everyone he wanted to kill, and tasted the pleasures he wanted to taste. Decided his final goal in life would be to discover the truth of the legend himself, the legend for himself. But the bleak and frigid Kingringer offered only disappointment, and Sfornil's time as a lamp bearer offered only death, of which he had already had more than his fill. So, let's see here. I meant to read it earlier, but I was rudely attacked. Where is it? Well, here, we can look at this. Acts of a Kingringer Guardian. Permanently cold to the touch. Those citizens of Kingringer who had sworn an oath to protect their homeland had little time to comprehend their failure as the merciless frost swiftly engulfed them. And let's see if we can find... the sword of the ancestor sword. There it is. An Udenrangan sword inscribed with ancient symbols. Some worshippers of the first of the beasts claim to have witnessed him with their own eyes in the harshest and most desolate hinterlands of Udaranger, the titanic god striding through the dire blizzards across the vast frozen landscape. So, contrary to the kingdom of Mornstead, Kingringer, which was this place, was full of Udarangaran refugees that fled Udarangar, that was home to the first of the beasts, one of the gods of this world. And we don't really hear much of him. But anyway, they still worshipped him, even here, and King Brahmas the 19th, who was a worshipper of Aureus, kinda, naturally you'd think they'd be at war, but York and Brahmas got along pretty well. And so he allowed them to live in Mornstead, live here as refugees, and worship the first of the beast unabated. What else can we... excuse me. Ugh. What other lore can we get here? Kingringer Rebel's Hammer. A hammer inspired by a similar weapon of the Udarangaran origin. Although most of Udarangar nomads settled into their new lives in Mornstead without much trouble, there emerged a short-lived faction of rebels who refused to adapt and instead demanded a return to the old ways of their homeland. So Udarangarans are essentially Vikings. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They're Vikings. Excuse me. A sturdy wooden shield originating from Udarangar. While most Mornstead natives were quick to accept the immigrants from Udarangar after they settled in the kingdom, the Hollid Sentinels always remained suspicious of their unorthodox cultural roots. Yeah, so the kingdom of Mornstead, King Promise and everything, he was fine with Udarangar, with the immigrants from Udarangar. The Hollid Sentinels, though, they're pretty pious. If you ain't worshiping Aureus, you ain't worshiping. Don't think I have any other weapons or anything. I think I have some armor though we can look at. Kingringer Hunter Bow. Bow of a Kingringer Hunter, permanently cold to the touch. Once, Kingringer Hunters were renowned far and wide for their skill with a bow, a talent which remains undiminished in their now withered, frigid bodies. Also, this thing looks like that stupid Ash Baby meme. Udarangar Shaman Bow. Skill with a bow was vital to Udarangaran shamans who lived in the wild, as they needed to hunt not only to survive but also to kill those creatures whose flesh, bones, skin, and organs possessed properties useful to the shaman's primal magic. Those little grub things I was talking about earlier, I'm pretty sure that's what these are. Umbral burrowers. A husk of some sort of burrowing umbral creature inflicts gradual wither damage upon impact. Let's see. I know I have a helmet. Excuse me. Kingringer Guardian Helmet. Helm of a Kingringer Guardian. Permanently cold to the touch. Shreds of skin frozen to its interior suggest some difficulty in removing the helm from its previous wearer. Those citizens of Kingringer who had sworn an oath to protect their homeland had led, we already read that. Okay, see, that's one thing with this game. A lot of items share the same item description. Like, if they're part of a set, then pretty much every part of that set will have the same lore associated with it. Mask of Wraith. These drop from the Medesis Visages, by the way. A mask. What are you hiding? A placid facade can conceal the most frenzied rage, a resounding cacophony of the incessant roaring of the interred. Lon Gersh. Lon Gersh is also an interesting character that we never really see, but he is referenced in a lot, and I mean a lot, of Umbral items. Like here. A pale despair's cocoon. These drop from the wombs of despair. A pale shell imprinted with hands. Are they protecting something, or clutching for that which was lost? The conceit that death marks an end to despair is often borne away on the fluttering of somber I can't read. Volucient. I am stupid. Wings. We'll say wings. I don't know why I could not read that. Volutinous. Volutinous. I don't know if I've ever actually encountered that word. Let's see. Okay, this is actually interesting. This ties back into the first game. Manacles forced upon one who endured much suffering. Although facial tattooing, which was once a prevalent punishment in many of the continent's regions, was never implemented in Mornstead, that didn't prevent the kingdom's authorities from experimenting with other forms of retribution. So, that's referencing the first game, as Harkin was a criminal who, criminals in some parts of the world were had tattoos on their face, of their crimes. So that's just a fun little nod. Maybe I'll have a whole stream where I just go through items and read them off. Read them off and talk about them. I think that might be fun. These, the Stillness Hood, these come from the Bringers of Stillness, those little Reaper dudes. A thin hood crowned with a ring of flowers. Feels almost weightless. Placing this item on the head is accompanied by a sensation of quietude settling on the mind. Profuse revelations lurk within the boundless depths, serenity suddenly pierced with insight, only for all to inevitably fall still once more. Lon Gersh. Oh, this is interesting. This mentions the Grook. The Defiance Ring. The neighboring states of the Sturvalu Commonwealth make up only the remaining truly Grook-controlled land in the world, their empire having diminished over time largely due to human greed and intolerance. The Fief Key. Those citizens of Kingringer who swore... We already read that. See, that's so lame. I already read that. Okay, let's read this. Rook. Long ago, the Church of Orient Radiance officially condemned the people of Udaranger and their gods, and tasked the Dark Crusaders with launching a crusade into the vast, harsh land in order to bring it into Orius' light under church control. So the Dark Crusaders launched a crusade against the land of Udaranger. We don't know very much about that or how that went, but considering that Udaranger is still referenced, I imagine it didn't go too well in our favor. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, here we go. Ice Grip. The majority of the people of Kingringer held a healthy respect for tradition without allowing it to stand in the way of progress. One example being wearing garb of colors commonly found within their ancestral home of Udaranger. Sorry if I'm boring everyone, but I just like reading these things. Okay, we'll read this and then we'll move on. Actually, I think we're going to have to call it here soon. In time, the putrid mother will feast on all, but those few chosen to carry out her will before their consumption as her children, and thus most blessed. But those few chosen to carry out her will before their consumption are as her children, and thus most blessed. Longirsch. Okay, this is the 2-year anniversary sword. A large and ornate crescent host sword. Those deemed worthy to carry the sword by their fellow moon worshippers never wield it in anger or for personal gain, but only for the purpose of rooting out Adir sympathizers from their ranks, as they believe only Menesilde can reveal when to unsheath it. I find that very interesting, because Lords of the Fallen 2 is going to have a lot to do with Menesilde. I like that. And also, hang on. It's kind of hard to see. No. I kind of thought that face looked like the, I forget what the enemies are called in the trailer. Yeah, I think I went over this sword. I was just looking at some of the iconography. See, that's the thing, that we can't really take pictures anymore. But yeah, if you can see there, at the top, is a crescent moon kind of seeming like like there's tentacles coming up to grab it. There in the middle is what looks to be like a older man. And there at the bottom seems to be like a kind of rib cage design. I wish I had a better view of it. Yeah, there we go. What this means, I'm not exactly sure. But I feel like this is supposed to be a depiction of a deer and his influence coming up to try and take over the crescent moon. But obviously, you know, Manastilde ain't gonna stand for that. Very interesting. I kind of wish I had specced into using the sword. It's not bad. Not a bad sword at all. But I think that's where I'm going to have to call it, actually. So, for anyone watching this back, if I got anything wrong, obviously, you know, bring it up. But until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye.